So yeah, like I said, I was reading about Benjamin Banneker, adding back on, getting prepared to teach some of the students here in DC, starting in elementary, starting in middle school, and I'm like, what way can I reach them, right? So,
Before this up,
yeah,
for those that are not aware of your initiative, want to build on that, guy. What you doing with
okay, peace, yeah. So, I come in the divine name of Master I see God, here in Divine Seed, and I made a proposal a few parliaments ago telling the gods that I was kind of following Allah's playbook. So, and doing the knowledge of what Allah did basically in Mecca, he basically came and did some crisis intervention, right? He went to the youth and he said, we got a poor, miserable condition going on with our people, right? We need to teach them righteousness and civilize them, right? And he's like, let's give this information to the children and basically take them, from being born in a cipher not knowing why to basically making sure they know why to be men, right? To grow them to be men, right? And then master Allah in. So I was like, well, that's interesting. And then, just doing the knowledge to all the older guys, especially something I was looking at what Dumore had said, taking people from a janitor to an architect. And then what can you do for your nation, right? You can add on and do so many things for the colored man and for the devil civilization, but what are you actually doing with your skills to do for your nation? So that kind of resonated with me. So I started looking at that and said, okay, yeah, what can I do? Well, I got, some knowledge and skills, and I got a lot of experience from doing different things, right? I work in the cybersecurity industry 20 years now. So I said, okay, what can I do here? So I started doing the knowledge online, and I started looking at the DC school system, right? And, so there's this website, and I have to pull it up, to tell you what the exact website is. But basically, it's a nonprofit organization, and it broke down DC by all the 8 wards. And they tell you basically, based on each ward, how many students is in there. They break it down by the demographics, how many black, white, Hispanic, Asian. They break it down just like that. They tell you the median income for all the different ward levels. So this is what the median income the families make. This is how many teachers are here. This is the reading proficiency. This is the graduation rates. This is the math proficiency, how they're meeting all the statewide levels and for the country levels, right? So I went through all of them and I said, okay, where's the most work that need to be done? Where would Allah go? So basically, I found on there, I looked at it and it said the 8th ward. The 8th ward got the highest student population of all of them, the highest percentage that's black, the most black teachers, but has the lowest graduation rates, the highest school suspensions, the highest arrest rates.
Warding, that's self-equality?
Michael South.
Yeah, Southeast.
Yeah, Southeast, God, peace. So anyway, in here, it's breaking it down. It got the lowest median income level. So, of course, materially they're poor, but we're not looking at things as far as material-wise, right? I'm being a poor righteous teacher. I'm trying to basically find people with a poor mentality or just don't have that knowledge of themselves. That's the point is, right? We're just trying to take away. So I just looked at that and said, okay, here we go. Here's the area we need to do some work at. And then basically started making overtures to reach out to people within the 8th ward to start working at the schools there. I actually got a cousin, she teaches middle school in 8th ward. So I made a whole proposal, gave it to her. She just called me last night, said, they was out on spring break last week. She's gonna call me this Wednesday as soon as the principal's back in. She's already reached out to the principal. She's like, the principal's all about it because we need more STEM, especially for the students. She's like, the students in her class, this is middle school, 8th, 9th grade. She said one of them got 2 parole officers. She's like, a lot of them, they've fallen behind in digital gaps. She said they had a speaker that came in that talks about math. She said all the jobs of the future require math, bioengineering, engineering, AI, you name it, right? A lot of things in computers and stuff like that. You gotta have math skills. These kids don't have it. A lot of them, and this is what my cousin's born into me as a teacher. She said a lot of them, they still talk about how they want to be a dancer, they want to be a rapper, they want to, something entertainment. She's like, those skills is not gonna pay these bills in the future. We gotta basically get math, and we have this digital divide, they call it, whereas right now we all standing in DC, and what's happening is because we're not getting into the science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics, we're moving further and further back to where, this gap is opening up. It's like the Grand Canyon is opening up, it's getting wider and wider. So we're left on one side to where we move out to California, and all these people here that's in DC, that's on the STEM, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, is moving out to Europe. So they're going east and going this direction, and we're going that direction. And this is getting wider and wider. We're falling further and further back, which is exacerbating the problems of how we got more mass incarceration, we got more, high school dropouts. So I was like, what can I do? So I was like, I just need to just go in here to the school system and basically, use what I know with my knowledge to try to help some of these brothers and sisters. There was another thing, I was listening to a podcast that inspired me. There's a brother, John Hope Bryant, and he did a podcast to where he was saying how he was living in Compton, in California, and he was in 4th grade, and a guy came into the classroom and was talking about he was a banker. And he's like, he looks outside, and he's looking at the guy's car, and the guy got a nice car. He said, hold on, wait a minute, that car wasn't stolen, it's not hot, somebody didn't, jacket or something like that. And he said, you do what again now? He said, how did you afford a nice car, and you got a nice suit, and you dressing nice, and you did all this legitimately? He couldn't believe it. So it totally opened his mind up. So based on when I heard that podcast and what he said, I'm like, that's some of the problems, right? We don't see enough positive black role male models, in some of our communities. You go out, and what do you see a lot? You see
What happens
playing ball and
when we
those
do see
things.
him?
Huh?
What happens when we do see him? Well, if we do see him, what happens?
Well, that's the thing. That should be one thing to influence them in a positive direction as far as another option that you have in life, to do something else, right? Besides just wanting to bounce the ball, or just wanting to be the rapper, or just wanting to be those other things that right now we only see and idolize, especially what's promoted on social media that we see a lot. So we need just more, another different narrative and another different idea being introduced to them, to where, there's other different possibilities in life, especially more things that's,
I see that.
yeah,
It's kind of like
more lucrative for the future for them.
Brothers in now wide, they might live in Medina their whole life and not really go out of now wild out of Brooklyn.
True indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my old
34
dad
years old, they not old. You know what I'm saying? They're going to Manhattan. So, you know what I'm saying?
My old dad was a train inspector. He worked
that's what I was saying about the conditioning.
Yeah.
If you condition like to be poor mentally or whatever the situation is, eat poor foods or have poor health, you seeing all that growing up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to change it. I want to eat more healthy. I want to exercise more. I want to get more rest. Whatever that to try to break that.
True indeed.
A lot of come on. I mean, I come from some of the most 85 as a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening. That's good that you can see that somebody can see business people, somebody that
right. And somebody
that achieves something scholastically
that looks
more
like
so.
And I can relate.
We come from the scholar without a dollar situation.
Right. I grew up from humble beginnings, and I can tell them a lot of my own personal stories. Living, coming up on the streets, and I'm not any better than, no different than them, and everything I did, they can do too. So I accomplished a lot of things in my life, and accomplished a certain level of success. I'm very well off as far as able to take care of myself. Right, I'm not for one thing.
They say successful. You have to be successful. You have to be successful before you earn money.
Right.
A lot of time people think it's all the way around. They think because you earn money that you're successful. You have to be successful first, and that's a mindset.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna let anything stop me.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That type of situation.
Right, exactly.
That's just how I see it.
You're right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want to come to the parliament, but I'm not willing to go to the parliament.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you because you're here, you had the success of coming here before you got here. We all have supreme mathematics, supreme alphabet. Most of us in here have 120 lessons. So we're not here for that.
Right.
We're here because we love Allah.
That's right.
That's why we're here. We could do all that out there.
Right.
Only reason we're here because we love Allah.
That's right.
Peace.
Peace.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.